So the 9 of us, we were given a scholarship. It's called the Be the People Scholarship. It's a grant that's given to schools to have more youth engagement in law and social studies because there's so little youth that actually care about law and social studies. And we went on a trip to Youth Assembly, and we're also going on a trip to Savannah, St. Simons, Philadelphia, Washington, and New York City.
So there were 2 teachers at our school that chose multiple students to write different essays about why they felt like they should go on the trip. And then out of those, they together just chose whoever they thought had the best essays and sent us 8 on the trip. We just went, so there's 2 different trips. We just finished this last week and we went to Atlanta, and we went to the Capitol for 2 days, and we stayed in a hotel, and then we just presented bills, watched other people present bills, and gave our opinions on the bills.
I feel like the Youth Assembly gave me a lot of insight into the legislative process, and it really made me want to get like a lot more involved in everything. Like if I heard bills that I didn't agree with or that I thought they needed some change, it taught me a lot about the process of how you go about making those changes.
Okay, so like throughout the day, we were put in committees, and they were either Oglethorpe or Carter House. And so in the committees, it's a smaller group of people, and they presented their bill, like the bill makers, they spoke to the committees, and then we had to vote on them. And then in the committees, the ones that were passed, they went to the chambers, and that was with everybody. That included all the other committees, I think. Yeah, and then in the committees, or in the chamber, it was more fast-paced. So like, there was a Speaker of the House, and they had to move the process along at the end. But yeah, that was pretty much it.
So I wrote a bill about allowing 16 and 17-year-olds to vote in state and local elections if they can pass a civic exam. My bill was selected. There were, I think, over 1,000 bills submitted, and just over 100 were selected to be debated at Youth Assembly. So my bill was debated in the House. It passed through committees, and then it went to chambers and passed in chambers. And then after that, it switches and goes to the Senate. And so it passed in committees in the Senate, but not in chambers.
So my bill bans no-knock warrants. I submitted mine before the event started, and it got selected. I think there were about 1,000 bills, and it got selected, and then we go on to committees, and we present our bill in front of a small committee that's like it's a smaller version of what happens in chambers. And if your bill passes through committees, it goes to chambers, and that's it's like the real deal. It's a larger scale. And if it passes through that, then it will swap over to the Senate. I was in the House, so it swapped to the Senate's committees and the Senate's chambers, and it passed through there. And after it passed through there, the governor got it, and mine eventually got up being vetoed. But yeah, I was just really happy that it got up there, and that it was big enough to get some type of impact from the governor. So I think that was really cool.
The purpose of my bill was to raise Georgia's tipped minimum wage from $2.15 to the federal minimum wage of $7.25 to give better financial security to service workers across Georgia and to create a more competitive economy against other states as well. So my bill passed all the way through and was signed into law by the youth governor. I'm very proud of myself. I've never expected to do something so large, and although I'm not like creating a real bill, it does give me this feeling of satisfaction. Like I can go and do such larger things than this, and this feels like a true does bigger things.
The opportunity of this Youth Assembly trip has really helped me because in the future I've been planning on being a lawyer and going to law school, and if colleges see that I took this opportunity to go and like do these trips to further like engage myself in this subject, I feel like it'll really help me get into the places that I want to go.
After attending the Georgia Youth Assembly, we all decided that we wanted to start a club called the Georgia Civic Engagement Club, which further discusses on government and what we would all represent in there and all discuss about.
I used to want to pursue a career in nuclear pharmacy in order to make a difference for cancer research, but since Youth Assembly I've changed my mind, and now I want to pursue a career in politics so I can change our nation for the better.